What's up, you guys? Happy weekend. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. This is a little bit different. This is a my player, but it's a pitcher. Now, this is not going to affect the other my player. The other my player is awesome. I encourage you guys to check that out. It's getting really intense. I made it to the World Series and that guy, but this one was actually, if you guys don't remember this, it was with Phaser Athletics. Now, Phaser Athletics, I don't really want to go into it, but for whatever reason, I am now posting this on this channel. So because of that, this is going to start coming out now. Obviously, it's going to be completely different than my players or the franchise. It's really just going to be me talking baseball, because the batting practice with Ryan Braun and the pitching practice with Matt Garza wasn't really the right platform. And plus, this way you guys can see Morgan Freeman, the strikeout king, go to work here as I get another guy to well, basically just have some pine meat in the first. It's only the first too. So obviously his role is a strikeout pitcher, and I don't know how many of you guys have started a pitcher in this game, but one of the things is you in the minors, you really have to, as this one is smacked deep toward the wall, and he's actually going to end up getting a triple in this one, as I try to get in front of him to block him, but he just goes right through me. But as pitchers in the minors, your pitches suck. So what you gotta do is you gotta throw out of the zone, because the hitters suck as well, and they will chase pitches out of the zone. I learned it after this game, as I was kind of pounding the zone, because I'm really used to playing with decent pitchers. But anyways, so let's get into talking about baseball. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the whole Alfonso Soriano going to the Yankees. Now, there are a lot of Yankee fans that watch this, so I want your guys' opinion as well. What you guys think about him going to the Yankees? I think it's a great pickup by the Yankees, and it's a great loss for the Cubs, because Cubs fans, you guys know that Alfonso Soriano was basically just a guy who, you know, you knew you were going to get out of him, but every time he wasn't a fan favorite. You know what I mean? Like, no one was like, oh yeah, man, Alfonso Soriano, he's a beast. You know, it's more like Alfonso Soriano, yeah, the grandpa of the Cubs, you know. So now you guys got rid of him, I think you guys can now focus on rebuilding. Him and Matt, obviously the Matt Garza project didn't really work out for you guys as much as you guys had hoped, as well as the Jackson project. Whew, man, that didn't work either. But now you guys can start to rebuild a little bit and really start becoming contenders, because for the last couple of years, Rizzo's talents have kind of gone unused, as well as Starlin Castro, sorry. He was good last year. This year he's kind of struggling. There was some talk that he was actually going to get demoted to the minors earlier in the season. So you guys definitely have a decent offensive game. You guys just need a little bit more pieces, and hopefully, like I said, with the old guys gone, you guys can now focus on that rebuilding stage. I don't think you guys are going to be contenders very soon. It's probably going to be about 3 years, which is unfortunate, like I said, for Rizzo, because I'm not sure if he's still going to be around when that happens. But you never know. Maybe you guys could get Cespedes. That's something that I talked about in my other video. So anything's possible for the Cubbies. But in this terms of Yankees getting the power back from the right-hand side, this is what they needed. Obviously, they need someone who can help offensively. That offense is so bad. The Yankees, golly, you take Jeter out of there, you take Teixeira out of there. It's just Robinson, Cano basically, and Garner. And that is not going to do anything against the very heavy AL East, as well as the very heavy AL. So as a Yankees fan, I'm sure you guys are ecstatic. I actually did end up watching most of the game because I wanted to see how he did. You know, obviously he played on Friday night, last night. So that was very cool to see. And I think that he should have never left New York. You know, obviously he wanted to go where the money was, and you know that's what always happens. But with those big contracts, though, giving those like 10-year contracts to people, it just does not make sense. All that guaranteed money to someone who you don't know is going to pan out, and giving players such a big contract late in their careers. You know, I mean, I can understand if you give a big contract to Mike Trout, or you give a big contract to Harper, or you give a big contract to Strasburg. You know, somebody who's going to be in the league for a very, very long time, just starting their career, burst onto the scene. Now, obviously, those are rarities. Okay, I understand that. But I really don't think you should give a big contract to like Alfonso Soriano. That was a terrible contract for the Cubs. Sorry, Cubs fan, but you guys know it as well as I do. The Alex Rodriguez contract was terrible. You see the results of the Pujols contract. This one I talked about, and I know a lot of other people told me that they felt this way too. Was that really you're paying someone to be a DH for you toward the end of his career. I mean, he's not moving that well. Obviously, he has injuries that he's still dealing with, but he's getting up there in age. You see it with Hamilton as well, giving him a ton of money, and he's not really producing for the Angels. And now with Dustin Pedroia as well getting a huge contract, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you guys, because I feel like Dustin Pedroia is the heart and soul of the Boston Red Sox, and for what he does, you don't expect him to get power. You expect him to hit the ball into the outfield, to kind of expect that Derek Jeter type of offense from him. I think that he's going to provide that for you guys. I think that he's going to stay consistent for the rest of his career. Probably he's going to obviously retire as a Red Sox, which is awesome. Red Sox or Red Sox, whatever it is. He's gonna retire as a Red Sox, and he's gonna bat 300. He's gonna hit like probably in the teens in terms of home runs. I don't think he's gonna have any breakout year anymore, but his defense is getting better. So that was that's one guy that I really hope does live up to his contract, because he's just a stand-up guy in baseball. And even if you're not a Red Sox fan, you got to have respect for Dustin Pedroia, for what he leaves on the field. And even when they were doing so bad last year, everything came out about Dustin Pedroia being like a bad teammate and getting in people's faces and showing his emotions, because he really does care about the team, and he really does care about winning, And when Bobby V wasn't really controlling that team and doing what was best for the team, Dustin Pedroia really made it evident and really took control and said, "Look, bruh, this ain't working, and we need to change it." So that definitely gave me more reason to respect toward his direction, which is awesome. Okay, so that's that. Let me leave in the comments. Let me know what I think about long-term contracts, and what I think about Alfonso Soriano going to the Yankees, and what I think the Cubbies are going to do now as they rebuild. Because I don't really know what's going on. Oh my gosh, I make a miraculous catch there. Because I'm trying to get as many points as I can, because my guy sucks. Even though fielding is really going to help me, but maybe like I can be like that Andy Pettit, right-handed type guy. I'm not exactly sure. But I am getting quite a bit of strikeouts here, which is very good for my guy, because obviously he's a strikeout pitcher, so I need to get like 40 to complete the season. Now, obviously I haven't been able to get a hit because, well, he's a pitcher. He doesn't hit. I gave him the Adam Dunn thing, the Adam Dunn stance, because I was hoping that would help his offense, but it doesn't. It's just a ground ball, and he's so slow. He's like even slower than molasses. So it's going to be a rough offensive stint with this boy. But let's get into the topic that I want to talk about, which is I already talked about the Ryan Braun suspension, you guys, and that video is on my channel. You guys can check that out. Amazing responses. The majority of you guys said that he got off easy, that he should have gotten the lifetime suspension. I completely agree with that. One thing I do want to touch on is a fan of the Milwaukee Brewers actually went to a Brewers game with a jersey of Ryan Braun on the back that said fraud. Now, she actually had security come up to her and say, "Excuse me, miss, but you have to either leave the premises or turn your shirt inside out, so that people don't see that." She stayed in the game and she turned her shirt inside out, and then afterwards, the Brewers organization came out with a statement and said, "Hey, so the security was never supposed to do that. We don't know where this came from. Every fan is entitled to show their own opinions on things, as long as it doesn't offend any other fans. Like, obviously, you can't use like cuss words, or you can't use like swear words and stuff like that." So obviously, but my personal opinion on this, it really pissed me off. Sorry, I can't talk right now, because this is, as a baseball fan, you pay for your ticket. You are a fan of a team. You pay for the jersey. You should be able to do whatever the flip you want. It was wrong, and the Milwaukee Brewers are now blaming the security staff, which is bogus in itself. I don't like it. Leave comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. But that's it for this episode. I'm 5-0. I'm out.